Thanks for joining us today at Discovering Katy, Texas. Today we are at Lozano's Mexican Latin Cocina here in Katy, Texas, and we're gonna go talk to Jose, the owner. Jose, why don't you give us a little bit of your background? You're not from Houston.
Yes, I was born in El Salvador, and I came here to Texas when I was 15, and then I moved to Boston, and I lived for 5 years in Boston. And then in 1994, I come back to Texas.
When you came over here at the age of 15, you came by yourself.
Yes, 15 years old by myself, inspired that I want to work, I want to help my family. Came back at Texas, I think at the 1994, and I worked for many restaurants since then. Since I came back to Texas in 1994, I've been in the restaurant business, waiter, most of the time waiter, and then I was a manager for 5 years. But I still had the idea to open my own place. But since December 15, I started working in my own restaurant. And then when the time was ready to open on beginning of March, so I don't have to tell you what happens. But my life is like, it has been like that, just challenges, and I learned that the more challenges can become, the more interested become. And I do like it, challenge.
I remember seeing your restaurant open around that time, and I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh. And I told my husband, I was like, we need to go over there and make sure we're supporting him, because what a rough time. How has this experience been for you?
I'm blessed to know a lot of people, and I thank them, really thank you. That I started calling them that I was cooking from home, and if they want to buy my food, I'll be more than happy to deliver to them. And that's how it started, cooking from home, deliver to the people that I know.
I like that in a time where it could have been easy just to close the doors, you embrace the challenge, and you've been able to get through it.
Like I said, whatever I'm getting, I'm so happy. And I've been telling people that whenever I open, I didn't make like crazy numbers to make myself rich. I just want to be independent and be able to raise my kids and be free. Because it's a big relief when you want to do something and you do it, and basically that's what you work for.
I had put out a call on Facebook. This was just completely random one day, where I needed to borrow a truck to help out another family. And it was almost like without hesitation, you responded and said, you can borrow my truck. And that was absolutely amazing. I mean, I think it goes to show, honestly, what kind of person you are.
And sometimes the best part is that to help somebody that doesn't know you, that you to get that surprise that you don't know that person, you help the person without expecting anything back. I had to share another experience too that it got it made me feel good. I was in the middle of May. I went to Spec and buy some liquor for my store. And there was a lady I mentioned, you want to come to my restaurant? And I say, you can come. I got a good food, got enchiladas. And she say, well, my paycheck is coming Friday. So I came back for the restaurant, and I made the enchiladas, and I delivered to her. And I say, for all the people that helped me a lot, there's a little help back for you. And that is great. That is the best part. And when you cry, that's the best part too. But when you have the part of you that you want to help somebody, and that's the great part. That's the best part.
So why don't you talk to us a little bit about how your restaurant is a little different, and I think a lot of that comes into how you prepare the food.
And so basically, if I'm here in my restaurant 24/7, I have to eat my food, and if I eat my food and I feel great, I can be very confident to tell my people that, my food is a really good quality. It doesn't have like a downsize. It has probably one of the best in the market, and I'm very sure it is. I can give you 3 examples. My salsa, it doesn't have any canned tomatoes or canned jalapenos. I don't like synthetic stuff. Also for my fajitas, I've worked really hard with the vendors and the providers to give me the best quality of fajitas, and I don't add any, the best stuff like soya sauce or oil to the meat. So, like I say, the fajitas are really good. And the same with the enchiladas. I don't have any flour in the enchiladas, no butter. Neither I do dip the tortilla in oil to make it a tortilla sauce. I just heat it up. So the enchiladas, you reduce like a big percentage of the best stuff, and it's still good. Guarantee you, whoever want to come or be eating my food, they will be happy to try it.
Jose, why don't you tell people where your location is and where they can find you online as well?
The address is 1251 Pinnock Road, Suite 115, Katy, Texas, 77494. And you can find on Facebook too, Lozano's Mexican Latin Cocina.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us today on Discovering Katy, Texas. And if you want to make a difference in this business owner's life, just as he has been doing in our community through our bellies and through helping others, come on in and have a meal. Thanks for joining us today on Discovering Katy, Texas. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
This Community Small Business Spotlight is brought to you by your Houston agent, Erica Steetenroth, and produced and edited by JJ Productions.